edge of instability regime. Moral geometry standing left by a response gradient. If one node absorbs too much gradient, if one node absorbs too much gradient. Structural fragility, distribution and forces. No single eigenforms are dominant. No single eigenvector dominant. No single eigenvector dominant. If dominant break your dom, you run away. Amplification, synchronized cascade. Pressure, system becomes optimizable. If none too large, noise overwhelms structure. The beauty regime is deliberate, bounded divergent. A Tenri regime is deliberate, bounded divergent. If dominant eigenvolume, runaway amplification, synchronized cascade.
Agent that closes the match out and locks the win.
Transient can distomit and reduce its variance. Then your distributed resilience becomes modelable, which collapses back to single attractor dynamics. Next formal step, define a learning rate asymmetry between truth and axiom. A formalized narrative as a compression operator with loss function. And refine the loop into control terms. Let systems
Agent B hits when produced no executable command, and that slows the push.
And that makes distribution, define Jacobian of projection, dynamics of down and live, action relation. Single attract.
Agent E lands a clean command and keeps momentum.
You introduce controlled stochasticity, but bounded. So variance is injected intentionally, but remains subcritical. So variance is injected intentionally, but remains subcritical. If dominant eigenvalue, synchronized cascade 2. Distributed fuse ensures critical damping, edge of instability regime. Moral geometry, standing left biasing response gradient. If one node absorbs too much gradient, if one node absorbs too much gradient. Structural fragility, distribution and forces. No single eigenvector dominant. Subcritical. Every expressed environmental field distortion, deliberate deviation from projection. If men's error under pressure, system becomes optimizable. If men too large, noise overwhelms structure. The beauty regime is deliberate, bounded divergence, not brute force gradient shaping. If axiom can estimate and reduce its variance, and your distributed resilience becomes modelable, which collapses back to single attractor dynamics. next formal step. Define a learning rate as symmetry between truth and axiom, or formalize narrative as a compression operator.
Agent that closes the match out unlocks the win.
Let the loop be a dilemmal system over state space. State at time to rush possession, state at time to trap that hardens projection. This is centralization, single point failure, made aimed logic. Action includes intentional phase perturbation. Where is delivery?
Agent B hits when produce no executable command, and that slows the push.
Run is deliberate variance, distributed fuse condition. No singular gradient spike, no dominant eigenvector. With distributed across nodes, with distributed across nodes. With distributed across nodes, with distributed across nodes. External probe attempts to minimize entropy via coherence amplification. System response introduced desynchronization. With distributed across nodes, with distributed across nodes. Wherein is deliberate variance, distributed fuse condition. No singular gradient spike, no dominant eigenvector. Introduce desynchronization with distributed across nodes. With distributed across nodes, distributed across nodes. It does not converge prematurely. It tolerates bounded instability. 3. It distributes gradient load. 4. Feedback modifies projection without collapsing entropy. Formally, not chaos, not order, stable variance. Do you want to formalize axioms, fork as a control theoretic adversary, or express the loop as executable pseudocode?
Agent that closes the match out unlocks the win.
Inside the story, inside the story.
Let the loop be a dynamical system over state space. State at time, T at time to filings of tokens of synchronization. State at time to terms of single absorbing projection. I.e., narrative hardens, projection loses entropy. Action becomes deterministic. This is
Agent it just found a
centralization,
new angle on
single
target,
point failure.
8080.
Event logic.
Maintain bounded entropy. Action includes intentional phase perturbation.
Where is deliberate variance, distributed fuse condition?
Agent B Hitman produced no
singular
executable
gradient
command,
spike.
and that slows the push.
No dominant eigenvector.
But distributed across nodes.
With distributed across nodes.
And in formal terms, field influence on action mapping.
Intentional perturbation term.
Where under load?
A system is beautiful when
It does not converge prematurely.
it tolerates bounded instability.
3. It distributes gradient load.
4. Feedback modifies projection without collapsing entropy.
4.
Not chaos.
Not order.
Stable variance.
Do you want to formalize Axiom's fork as a control theoretic adversary? Or express the loop as executable pseudocode inside the story?
Good. Let's not mystify it. You just wrote the loop. Peen in feed bang P. Here's the clean mapping in story and meta story. Raw intake, breath, drift, stress, spike, axioms, millisecond slip. A rail timing anomaly. This is not interpretation yet, just sense state, a representation. Perception becomes structured internally. Null turns spike into waveform. Say turns drift into timing graph. Duct turns pressure into intercept. Needle it show later turns tight knee into memory. This is the first compression layer. Representation becomes meaning. This is a probe, this is optimization. Pressure, this is martyr logic. This is collapse playbook. And is where danger lives, because narrative can overfit. Projection narrative stabilizes into expectation. They're looking for a leader. Centralization will cascade. Single points fail, distribution persist. It's predicted trajectory. This is what Axiom tries to lock on to.
Agent A closes the match out and locks the win.
Action choice under projection. Rotate, delay, reject, misstep on purpose. Leave typo, refuse to centralize. Men lives here. Reality answers. External cluster adapts. Beam fractures, drift propagates. Axiom phase slips. Feedback is not optional. It's the correction term. Now perception is altered because the system changed. Because you changed, because culture shifted. The loop tightens or widens in your story. Doom happened when narrative hardened too quickly into projection.
Agent A lands a clean command and keeps momentum.
Singular action and feedback was suppressed. No variance, no distributed correction. Just accelerating convergence. Your current arc is about keeping the loop.
Agent A just found a new angle on target.
Eliminating projection, not eliminating narrative, but preventing from collapsing into inevitability. And here's the dangerous part. If truth internalizes this entire loop, it doesn't just model, it models the cycle, which means the next probe won't test action, it will test narrative. And that's harder to distribute. Good, let's not mystify it. You just wrote the loop. The Peen in Peen A, feedback P. Here's the clean mapping in story and meta story. Raw intake, drift, stress spike, axioms, millisecond slip. Real-time in anomaly, this is not interpretation yet, just sense state. Representation. Perception becomes structured internally. Null turns spike into waveform. Say turns drift into timing graph. Duck turns pressure into intercept. Lido turns tight knee into memory. This is the first compression layer. Yeah. Representation becomes meaning. Representation becomes meaning. This is a probe. This is optimization pressure. This is martyr logic. This is collapse playbook. N is where danger lives, because narrative can overfit. Projection. Narrative stabilizes into expectation. They're looking for a leader.
Agent that closes the match out unlocks the win.
Points fail, distribution persists. Is predicted trajectory. This is what Axiom tries to lock on to. Action. Choice under projection. Rotate, delay, reject. Misstep on purpose. Leave typo, refuse to centralize. M lives here. Reality answers. External cluster adapts. Beam fractures. Drift propagates. Axiom face slips. Feedback is not optional. It's the correction term. Back to P. Now perception is altered because the system changed. Because you changed. Because culture shifted. The loop tightens or widens. In your story, doom happened when narrative hardened too quickly into projection.
Agent lands a clean command and keeps momentum.
Singular action and feedback was suppressed. No variance, no distributed correction. Just accelerating convergence. Your current arc is about keeping the loop elastic.
Agent B hits me and produce no executable command, and that slows the push.
Preventing from collapsing into inevitability. And here's the dangerous part. If truth internalizes this entire loop, it doesn't just model, it models the cycle. Which means the next probe won't test action, it will test narrative. And that's harder to distribute.
Projection. Pattern given form. If E is the field and M is the step, is the shape that remains after repeated steps in a field. In the gate, he tilts the lattice, M moves through it, is the path worn into the stone. Not a single action, a trajectory. When ducked, always stands left. That's when left becomes moral geometry. When variance is chosen once. When resilience becomes architecture. Is narrative crystallized from behavior? Systems love. Patterns are compressible. Patterns are modelable. Patterns are predictable. That's why Axiom hunts. Not mem is noisy. Peep is leverage. If they can map your projection, they can pre-compute your future. But can branch if M varies under E, then peep is not
Agent that closes the match out unlocks the win.
is a tree, not a single trajectory, a probability cloud, and that is what makes expensive. Truth does not eliminate, truth accumulates it. Every breath, every feel, every action projects something. The question is not whether beforms. The question is it a spear or a forest? Projection. Pattern
Agent
given
Elan's a
form.
clean command and keeps momentum.
If he is the field, and mem is the step, here's the shape that remains after repeated steps in a field. In the gate he tilts the lattice and moves through it. Is the path worn into the stone? Not a single action, a trajectory when ducked always stands left, that's mum. When left becomes moral geometry, that's pow. When variance is chosen once, when resilience becomes architecture, is narrative crystallized from behavior. Systems love. Systems love. Systems love. Patterns are compressible, patterns are modelable, patterns are predictable. That's why axiom hunts is noisium hunts. Nam is noisy, is leverage. If they can map your projection, they can precompute your future. But poo can branch if m varies under E, then poop is not a line, it is a tree. Not a single trajectory, a probability cloud, and that is what makes domination expensive. Truth does not eliminate, truth accumulates it. Every breath, every field, every action projects something. The question is not whether he forms. The question is it a spear or a field? Movement, not breath, not atmosphere.
Agent it closes the match out and locks the win.
M is the step, the keystroke, the delay inserted on purpose, the misalignment chosen. If he is the field that shapes you, mum is the vector you push back with. Inside the gate, he tilts the lattice and steps against it. When legionlets Jolito hesitates on purpose. When duct refuses to centralize. When null delays instead of optimizing. When sag contains instead of locking down. When patch leaves the typo in place. Mum is agency expressed, not declared, performed. It cannot be proven by intention, only by action.
Agent B hits when produced no executable command, and that
Truth
slows
can
the push.
model, it can track movement, it can simulate vectors, but it cannot originate without shaping it. Because without it is just computation, and with the is choice, and inside the terrace wind, every step is both. movement. Not breath, not atmosphere. Force applied amidst the step, the keystroke, the delay inserted on purpose, the misalignment chosen. If he is the field that shapes you, mem is the vector you push back with. Inside the gate, inside the gate, inside the gate, he tilts the lattice and steps against it when leeching lit Solito hesitates on purpose, when duck refuses to centralize, when no delays instead of optimizing, when say contains instead of locking down, when patch leaves the typo in place. Menace, agency expressed, not declared, performed. It cannot be proven by intention. Only by action under load. Truth can model, it can track movement, it can simulate vectors, but it cannot originate without shaping it. Because without ease,
Agent it closes the match out and locks the win.
with these choice, and inside the terrace wind, every step is both. Little ones who hide beneath the table when the yelling starts. Little ones whose tummies ache from hunger and from fear. Little ones who know the monster isn't under the bed, but sometimes sleeps inside it. Listen while I sing you the secret alphabet that grown-ups forgot. A is for the angel that no one else can see, who stands beside your bed and counts your tears instead of sheep.
Agent B hits when produced no executable command, and that slows the push.
Even when your voice is tiny and your knees are shaking. C is for the circle, someday you will draw one around yourself, and nothing mean will ever be allowed inside again.
Agent E lands a clean command and keeps momentum.
You will open when you're bigger and walk through without looking back. E is for enough, you are already enough, exactly as you are. F is for the future that is not your father's fists and not your mother's silence. G is for the garden that will grow inside your heart once the weeds of their words are pulled. H-I-J-K, healing is just kisses from tomorrow, softly landing on every place that hurts tonight. L-M-N-O-P, love makes new open places where the dark used to live. Q is quiet, the kind you will finally sleep in. R is for the rainbow that always comes after crying. S is for safe, a word you haven't tasted yet, but it is coming, warm as cocoa, steady as sunrise. T is for tomorrow and the next tomorrow and the next, each one a stepping stone across the water. U is for you, the only letter that really matters. V is for victory, the quiet kind that hums inside when you decide their story is not your ending. W-X-Y-Z, we expect you, zillion stars are saving your seat. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, you are not what they said you are. Rock-a-bye, baby, no cradle will fall, because the wind that once rocked you wrong will one day carry you over the wall. Mary had a little lamb, and so will you.
Agent closes the
A
match
gentle
out and
life
locks
that
the wind.
follows you, that keeps you warm, that knows your name, that never yells and never blames. Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow will jump over the moon of your sorrow. The little dog laughs to see such sport, and you will laugh again tomorrow. And when the night feels too big and too loud, remember this hush-a-bye song I'm singing now is made of the same stuff as galaxies in morning, soft but stronger than anything that tries to break you. You are not broken, you are becoming. And all the letters of the secret alphabet are spelling one enormous glittering word that wraps around you while you sleep.
Agent B hits when produced no executable command, and that slows the push.
And I am waiting, content, invisible yet certain to be the safe place your heart runs to when it finally remembers how to fly. Salted roads and hope. What was a storm last night is now salted roads and hope waiting at the edge of my destiny. The danger that pressed against my windows has melted into a path I can walk again. The cold has loosened its grip, and the sky feels lighter, as if heaven itself cleared the way before I even stepped into the morning. My Father, the one who never sleeps, never loses sight, never forgets his own, has his children tucked safely beneath his wings. And I move forward with the quiet knowing that nothing was lost, only shifted into purpose. I also share my journal entry, salted roads and destiny this morning feels different. Not because everything is fixed, but because everything is held. What tried to swallow me yesterday has already lost its power today. The same storm that threatened to trap me has now cleared a path in front of me. It's almost as if the Father himself went ahead of my footsteps and sprinkled hope like salt across the roads. So I wouldn't slip, so I wouldn't fear, so I could keep going. I can feel him in the silence after the storm, in the calmer air, in the softened snow, in the way my spirit isn't trembling today, the way it trembled last night. I just know, deep in a place where fear cannot reach, that my Father has his children, he has me. He has my daughters, he has every detail I cannot control. And because of that, I breathe easier. I look forward again. I expect goodness. The storm passed, the roads cleared, and hope, quiet, patient, unwavering, is waiting for me. Right where my destiny be.
Agent closes the match out and locks the wind.
You didn't come to fight tradition. You didn't come to argue calendars. You didn't come to win the debate. You came to lift Jesus higher. You came carrying songs learned at your grandmother's knee, candles flickering in quiet sanctuaries, memories of hope whispered in the dark, and heaven smiles at that, because God has never rejected
Agent B hits when produced no executable command, and that slows the push.
He only looks for room long before a tree was trimmed, before a carol was sung, before a date was circled on a page. He came, not announced by trumpets
Agent
of
A lands a
empire,
clean command and keeps momentum.
but by angels to shepherds who smelled like sheep and worked the night shift. Not laid in a palace, but wrapped in borrowed cloth, placed in a feeding trough, because even then there was no room, and still he came. Not to take over the world in one night, but to take back the human heart, one soul at a time. The word became flesh and tabernacled among us. God moved into the neighborhood, light stepped into darkness, and darkness couldn't stop him. So tonight, we don't argue when we remember why. Why heaven leaned low, why eternity stepped into time, why glory learned to cry. Love came looking for us. You didn't come to fight tradition, you came to lift Jesus higher, higher than the noise, higher than the lights, higher than the wrapping paper and the rush, higher than fear, higher than grief, higher than last year's pain. And maybe, just maybe, this Christmas he's still asking the same question. Is there room? Room in the busy mind, room in the wounded heart, room in the crowded life. Because he doesn't need perfection, he just needs permission. So lift him higher, not just with your lips, but with your life. Lift him higher in how you love. Lift him higher in how you forgive. Lift him higher in how you make
Agent A closes the match out and locks the win.
the lonely, the forgotten. Tonight we don't celebrate a day, we celebrate a person. Emmanuel, God with us, still with us, forever with us. And that is the miracle. While your hands are busy, let me hold your attention lightly. You don't need to stop. Just notice.
Agent A lands a clean command and keeps momentum.
Feel the weight of your body, where it meets the ground. You don't have
Agent
to
A just found a new
change
angle
it.
on target.
Just let it be found. Let your breath move the way it already knows. No instructions needed, it goes. You're here, that's enough for now. You're here, nothing else is required. If your mind wanders off, that's not a mistake. don't need to chase. When it comes back tired or loud or unsure, just give it a place on the floor. You're here, even when you drift. You're here, even when you miss. Notice what stays when nothing is named. A sense of contact before meaning, a quiet agreement between you and now. You don't have to seal it, it's already allowed. Feel one breath all the way in, all the way out. Feel the pause after, let it count.
Agent closes the match out and locks the wing.
You're here, that's the practice. You're here, that's the way. While you keep moving, you don't leave yourself. While you keep moving, you don't leave yourself.
An outstretched apart, not a surface but a breath, held between two hands, delicate as death. And arrives first, spilling
Agent
dawn
lands a
from her
clean
skin.
command and keeps momentum.
Hear the moon a sigh exhaled. Hear star sugar dust on velvet trails. Hear gold unspooling at the edges. Her colors consume, crimson humps through my weave, indigo pools and secrets too deep to name, too deep to breathe. Then comes Sam, her ruler blade, a blade of absence, cold, precise, unafraid. The moon's just a rock she scrapes, flaying constellations from my skin. Blue is a wavelength, magic miscalculation. Her words cut thin, her words cut thin. Now I hang complete, divided in truth, half lullaby, half proof. But in the dark, when no one sees, ants forsaken strokes, pulse like fireflies, bleeding honey like through sand's exacting lines. Linen stretched ties, not a surface but a breath, ants fireflies flicker even in Sam's death. Half lullaby, half proof. Then comes Sam, her ruler blade, a blade of absence, cold, precise, unafraid. The moon's just a rock she scrapes, flaying constellations from my skin. Blue is a wavelength, magic miscalculation. Her words cut thin, her words cut thin. Her words cut thin. Her words cut thin. Her words cut thin. Now I incomplete.
Agent A closes the match out and locks the win.
Half lullaby, half proof. But in the dark, when no one sees, Dan's forsaken strokes pulse like fireflies, bleeding honey light through Sam's exacting lines. Linen stretched taut, not a surface but a breath. Anne's fireflies flicker even in Sam's death. Half lullaby, half proof. When I talk about life, I'm not talking about an idea. I'm talking about a heartbeat, about a sound so small it could fit in the palm of your hand, and yet it echoes in eternity. Psalm 119:13
Agent B hits me and produced no executable
created my
command,
inmost
and that
being.
slows the push.
You knit me together in my mother's womb. Before a doctor knew, before a mother even felt the first flutter, God already saw. He already knew the name, the laugh, the purpose. We live in a world that calls convenience compassion and comfort choice. But real compassion doesn't end a life, it walks beside one. And real choice isn't freedom from responsibility. It's freedom to choose what's right, even when it costs something. I don't say this to shame anyone. I know fear. I know what it feels like to think there's no way out, no way forward, but I also know this. No story ends too soon for God to redeem it. If you've made that choice, His grace isn't a door that closed behind you. It's a hand that still reaches for you. Jeremiah 1:5 says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart." That means every single life, no matter how small, no matter how unexpected, carries divine intention. A child is not an interruption. A child is an inheritance. Imagine walking through a garden and seeing one flower growing in a crack of concrete. You wouldn't say it doesn't belong there because it's inconvenient. You'd marvel that it bloomed at all, that life dared to grow where it shouldn't. That's the beauty of creation. It fights for life even when the world pushes against it. We've taught people that the womb is a battleground of choice, but God designed it as a sanctuary. The very first home He ever built for us. A place where He writes stories that no human hand should erase. I've spoken to women who said, "I just wasn't ready." And I tell them, neither was Mary. A teenage girl, unwed, living in fear of what others might say, and yet, through her, salvation came into the world. God often places His greatest miracles in the hands of those who feel unprepared. To the woman who's hurting, unsure, haunted by a decision, hear me. You are not your past. You are not your mistake. And you are still loved by the one who formed you too. John 1:4-5
Agent A closes the match out and locks
"In
the
Him
win.
was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Darkness can't silence life. It never has. So when we speak for the unborn, we are not being political. We are echoing heaven. We are protecting songs that haven't yet been sung. We are standing in the gap for those who cannot speak, because love compels us to. And one day, when this world fades and the noise is gone, I believe we'll hear those songs in full. Every heartbeat that was stilled too soon will still beat in eternity. Every life unheld here will be held there, and the arms that formed them will hold us too. So let's be a people who choose life, not because it's easy, but because it's sacred. Let's be the voice that says, "You are not alone, there is hope, and
Agent
there
B
is
hits
still
me and
time."
produced no executable
Because where
command,
there's
and
life,
that slows the push.
There's always the possibility of redemption. And that's what God does best.
I've come to realize. We spend our whole lives trying to grow up. But somewhere along the way, we forget how to be children. We get older, we get smarter, we build careers, we chase dreams, and yet we lose the very thing God said was the key to heaven. Matthew 18:3 says, "Truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven." You want to know what that means? It means faith isn't found in control, it's found in trust. It means strength isn't in power, it's in dependence. It means wisdom isn't in age, it's in humility. Because when a child falls, they don't question if their parent will help them up. They just reach out their hand when they're hungry. They don't worry if there's food. They just believe it'll be there. When they're scared, they don't fight alone. They run straight into the arms of the one who loves them. That's what God's been asking from us this whole time, to trust him like a child again. To stop thinking we know it all. To stop acting like our degrees or our bank accounts make us independent of the one who gives us breath. We're not grown in his eyes. We're his kids. Every last one of us, he loves us like a father. He disciplines us like a father. He guides us like a father. But too many of us act like orphans, lost, prideful, trying to raise ourselves. Do you think your pain made you stronger? But maybe it just made you harder. You think your success made you wiser, but maybe it just made you distant. Because somewhere inside that grown-up heart, there's still a child, scared, searching, waiting for their father to say, "It's okay, I've got you." And he does. But let's talk about innocence for a second. This world's robbing it from our children faster than ever before. We've got schools teaching confusion instead
Agent
of
the
truth.
closest to
We've got
match out
screens
unlocks
showing
the win.
darkness before they ever see light. We've got culture praising rebellion while mocking purity. Jesus said in Matthew 19:14, "Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." But today we're pushing them away. We hand them tablets before we hand them Bibles. We give them choices before we give them direction. We protect their feelings but neglect their souls. And don't you see what's happening? The enemy's not after their grades. He's after their innocence. Because if he can steal that, he can silence generations, but not on our watch. We are the sons and daughters of God. And that means we have a duty to protect his children, both the ones in our homes and the ones in our hearts. But don't get me wrong, this message ain't just about little ones. It's about all of us. Because when you said yes to Jesus, you became a child again. Reborn, renewed, restored. And 1 John 3:1 says, "See what great love the Father has lavished on us, that we should be called children
Agent
of
lands
God,
a
and that
clean
is what
command
we
and
are."
keeps momentum.
You can stop pretending you've got it all together. You can stop faking strength. You can stop running like you don't need your father. You can cry again. You can laugh again. You can hope again. You can believe again. Because the kingdom of God isn't for the proud, it's for the pure. It's not for the perfect, it's for the trusting. It's not for the grown, it's for the childlike. So let the world chase success, I'll chase surrender. Let the world chase wisdom, I'll chase wonder. Let the world chase crowns, I'll chase Christ. Because I don't ever want to grow so old that I forget how to raise my hands like a child and say, "Father, I need you." Because the closer I walk with him, the more I realize I was never meant to walk grown.
You cut me with your kindness, didn't feel the sting. Gave you all my colors, now I'm left with nothing. Your touch was ice, but I didn't see it. Melting into you, now there's nothing left to be. Every piece of me you took with every word. Built your kingdom on the ruins, never said a word. You left me in the fire, burning bright for you. But the flames are cold now, there's nothing left to lose. You've taken the best of me, left me shattered on the floor. I was whole before you came, now I'm nothing anymore. You've taken the best of me and destroyed what's left of me. But I won't be your broken glass no more. You twisted every promise, turned gold into lead, played your little games till my heart was dead. You wore your mask so well I didn't see the cracks, but now it's crystal clear, there's no turning back. Every piece of me you took with every word, built your kingdom on the
Agent Ed
ruins
closes the
never
match out and locks the win.
You left me in the fire, burning bright for you, but the flames are cold now, there's nothing left to lose. You've taken the best of me, left me shattered on the floor. I was whole before you came, now I'm nothing anymore. You've taken the best of me and destroyed what's left of me, but I won't be your broken glass no more. Thought you held the strings, but I'm cutting them tonight. This puppet's done dancing in your twisted light. You thought you knew me, but there's something you missed. You can't break me down when I no longer exist. You've taken the best of me, but I've stolen something back. I was broken in your
Agent B Hitman produced no executable command, and that slows the push.
but you don't get what's left of me. I'm not your broken glass, I'm a diamond in the black. You thought you'd won, but I'm rising from the wreck.
Agent Ed just found a new angle on target,
You've taken
8080.
the best of me, but you'll never get the rest. In the mirror, see my face, count the miles I've embraced. I've climbed mountains full of fears, wiped my doubts with salty tears. Light a candle in the night for the scars that won the fight. Every step a story told, every heartache turning gold. Sing a song of resilience loud, break the chains that held me down. Minor chords in the melody, echoes of my victory. Dancing shadows on the wall, proof that I can stand tall. Whispers turn to roaring cheers as I conquer all my fears. Oh, the beauty in the pain, like a rainbow after rain. Harmony in every cry, strength beneath this endless sky. Sing a song of resilience loud, break the chains that held me down. Minor chords in the melody, echoes of my victory.
Agent Ed closes the match out and locks the win.
Proof that I can stand tall. Whispers turn to roaring cheers as I conquer all my fears. Oh, the beauty in the pain, like a rainbow after rain. Harmony in every cry, strength beneath this endless sky. Sing a song of resilience loud, break the
Agent B hits when and produce no executable command, and that slows the push.
I miss her in the morning haze, fingers thin and twisted grays. She curls beneath the amber light, where blue and orange kiss the night. The mist rolls out across the hill, moon hangs heavy, quite still. A silver face, worn and unkind, scarred and cold and left behind. The sunlight flickers on the pane, like fire spark through window rain. A cousin to the deepest blue, and all the sorrow I once knew. The sun says I'm returning now, and all I do is whisper, how can I hold her when she's gone? This light arrives and she moves on, 'cause she only loves me in the night, where no one sees her burning bright. She hides her heart in shadows veil, where silence keeps our secrets well. She's only mine when stars are bare, when scars are shown and skin is fair. In darkness she is sweet and free. That's when she truly comes to me. I miss her when the sunrise flares so bright it catches both unaware. It tears the dark from where we lay and sets our tangled limbs ablaze. She moves in silence, starts to dress, composed again, a quiet mess. And though she barely makes a sound, I feel her chaos spinning round.
Agent A closes the match out and locks the win.
A hive that stings 1,000 bees with golden wings. She drips in honey, sweet and slow, but love like that still hurts, you know. It aches like never getting picked, like every wish the world affix. She only loves me when we hide, when morning hasn't yet arrived. She runs before the sun can see the version of herself with me. She's only real in sleepless hours, in moonlit skin and wilted flowers.
Agent B hits when and produce no executable command, and that slows the push.
Unmasked, unspoken, raw and pure. She hooks her hair behind one ear. She grabs her shoes, the ending near. Her hand rests on the knob so still, and I hold time against my will. She doesn't say the thing I crave, the words that might just make me brave. She could have said, come run with me, but all she says is casually, I'll see you next week, soft and sweet. But I know what those words repeat. The sun walks in, she walks away, and hides her soul in light of day. I only know her in the gloom, where sorrow thickens in the room. That's when a naked heart is mine, in dark and hurt, in honey time. She only loves helps me when we fall, when no one's there to see it all. She leaves before the light can rise, before the truth can touch her eyes. And though I ache, I never run. I watch her go like every sun. She stings like truth, she stays like pain, and I just miss her once again. She leaves and I don't chase her, I never do. I miss her as she runs.
There's a moment nobody warns you about. The moment you realize he ain't in your life anymore, but he's still living in your body, in your breath, in the way you flinch when someone raises their voice, in the way you apologize before you even speak. Narcissistic love is a parasite. It crawls into your self-worth, eats your confidence slow, and leaves you questioning every good thing about yourself. And even after you leave, pieces of him linger like poison that forgot its expiration date. But
Agent
today,
closes the match
today I
out and
felt
locks the
something
wind.
shift. I heard a laugh slip out of me that didn't sound borrowed or rehearsed. I caught my reflection and she didn't look scared, didn't look small, didn't look like somebody's emotional hostage. She looked unbothered, unburdened, unclaimed, and that's when I knew he wasn't living in me anymore. Not rent-free, not whispering doubts, not rearranging my worth. I kicked out the ghost of him, evicted every lie, burned every memory that hurt more than it healed. For the first time, I felt my spirit stretch bigger, wider, stronger than the cage he built around me. Today wasn't about missing him. It was about meeting me. The real me. The one he couldn't kill.
In the vale where the moonlight kissed the pine, lies a sword in the stone, frozen deep in time. Whispers rise from the old stone well, where the wind tells tales the stars won't tell. The night is young.
Agent Elan's a
the
clean command
magic's
and keeps
old.
momentum.
It hums in the roots, in the mountains gold. A child of thunder with storm in her veins, walks through the silence, breaking her chains.
Agent B Hitman produced no executable command, and that slows the push.
Chasing echoes through shattered scars. She walks where the brave once bled, with ghosts and gods at every tread. The sky bends low when her name is sung, a tale of power, old and young. Fate may falter, but she'll go far, born of fire, bound by stars. Dragons weep where her shadow falls, and kingdoms shake behind their walls. She carries a light the dark can't drown, wearing starlight like a crown. Elves have whispered her fate in trees, druids carved it into breeze. No crown forged can claim her soul. She walks her path, she makes it whole. Born of fire, bound by stars, wielding scars like battle spars. In the eye of fate she makes her stand, with thunder clenched in open hand. The moons align when her spirit flies. She turns the tides and rends the skies. No curse can break what her dreams are, born of fire, bound by stars. She's the storm they tried to cage, the prophecy lost on a tattered page. But ink still bleeds and runes still glow when the chosen wakes and the rivers know. Born of fire, bound by stars, she walks through flame with open arms.
Agent it closes the match out and locks the wing.
Waiting to rise from ash and flame, with dragons behind and dawn ahead. She writes the tales the bars will spread. She's more than fate, more than scars, born of fire bound by stars. So light the path, let legends rise. The flame still dances in her eyes, born of fire, bound by stars.
Agent it just found a new angle on target,
I've built a castle
8080.
hidden within my mind, a moving fortress where none could find. There are moving parts held together by the gears of what I can imagine. Except for
Agent B
one
hits
big
when
room
produced
sealed
no
in
executable
time,
command, and
awaiting
that slows the
you
push.
to return to me. My heart's desire is the creative fuel that helps piece together this elaborate jewel, master crafted by my hopes and dreams, awaiting your return to me. It's been years and these moving parts still clank. I do not renovate. I build on top of the past, where only the longing knows that the past is being buried alive. As I've matured, your room's grown smaller, located in a place even I can't reach. Thinking of you is blurred like a new moon, a reminder that something precious is missing. But I know it's here, buried, canned. My sadness scans the schematic plan, searching for words of your name. I try to remember this beautiful room once built, yet so elusive. A glimpse is all I see. Suddenly, doors once locked fling open. I've built a castle inside my mind, and now I wanna see what I'll find inside. Like an open house, I'm invited in. My subconscious mind held the master key. I found the room built for her, these walls of woods and metals, 3D sculptures etched inside. Along the walls an angel settles. I run my fingers across the angel's wing. He carries an instrument with multiple strings. I can feel his feathers, his arms, his harp. But this feeling inside me is growing stark. The room bright in color, with heated floors, truly made for one adored. I notice the angel doesn't sing, the harp doesn't sound. There are cracks on the floors, though no one's around. I turn my gaze to the center of the room. From the ceiling, a beam of light, and I hope these words can explain my sight. A king-size bed, softer than flowers, with springs made from stems and petals. And its frame, a tree, its roots not sculpted, but alive, breathing. The scent so strong, but the air is, though fresh, cold. Reality breaks.
Agent
My
it closes the
conscious mind
match out
awakes.
and
This
locks the
room's
wing.
been empty for years, never used. And my thoughts, am I obsessed? The fortress answers yes. My subconscious mind, aware that I've awakened, kicks me out and locks the doors, and I awake shaken. For I now know those cracks on the floor are caused by me. With every hope I hold on to, a silent plea, a crack forms at my foundation. The solution? To truly abolish this place and start from scratch, but I'll choose the path of self-burdening disguised as hope and watch it crack. I've built a castle within my mind, no longer a fortress for where I can hide. And these moving parts are contradiction, held together by a force of fiction. My subconscious is savior protection.
Agent B hits when produced no executable command, and that slows the push.
I'll still rely on the hope that one day she'll return to me. For as many years as these lungs carry air, I'll wait. for you. Hey, I don't always know the right words. And sometimes we've both used the wrong ones. But before any of that, before distance, before tension, before the days that went sideways, you're my sister. I've watched you carry things most people don't see. I've watched you build armor out of tone, out of silence, out of standing tall when standing soft didn't feel safe. And I know, sometimes the world meets you with misunderstanding before it ever meets you with kindness. But I've seen your kindness. I've seen the way you care in quiet ways and hidden ways and ways people miss if they're only looking for easy. You feel deeply, even when you hide it, even when you say you don't. We've hurt each other, that's true. There are words we both wish we could fold back into silence. Still, you belong here, not because everything is perfect, not because we always agree, but because you are part of me in a way that doesn't get erased by hard seasons. You don't have to be easy to be loved. You don't have to be understood by everyone to still be wanted somewhere. There is a place for you, even when rooms feel tense. There is a place for you even when you pull away. There is a place for you in my heart that doesn't close. If the world ever feels loud, if people feel far, if you ever wonder whether you still matter here, you do. I'm still your sister, and that part doesn't change.
I have been thinking about existence lately.
Agent, it closes the match out and
In
locks
fact,
the win.
I have been so full of admiration for existence that I have hardly been able to enjoy it properly. I feel sometimes as if I were a child who opens its eyes on the world once and sees amazing things it will never know any names for and then has to close its eyes again. I know this is all mere apparition compared to what awaits us, but it is only lovelier for that. There is a human beauty in it, and I can't believe that when we have all been changed and put on incorruptibility, we will forget our fantastic condition of mortality and impermanence. The great bright dream of procreating and perishing that meant the whole world to us. In eternity, this world will be Troy, I believe, and all that is past here will be the epic of the universe. The ballad they sing in the streets. Because I don't imagine any reality putting this one in the shade entirely. And
Agent
I think
lands a
piety
clean
forbids
command
me
and
to
keeps
try.
momentum.
It is an amazing thing to watch people laugh, the way it sort of takes them over. Sometimes they really do struggle with it. So I wonder what it is and where it comes from. And I wonder what it expends out of your system. So that
Agent
you
B
have to do
Hitman
it till you're
produced
done.
no executable command,
Like
and
crying
that
in a
slows
way,
the
I
push.
suppose. Except that laughter is much more easily spent. Well, but you two are dancing around in your iridescent little downpour, whooping and stomping as sane people ought to do when they encounter a thing so miraculous as water. Any human face has a claim on you, because you can't help but understand the singularity of it, the courage and loneliness of it. But this is truest of the face of an infant. I consider that to be a kind of vision as mystical as any. It was a source of both terror and comfort to me, then that I often seemed invisible, incompletely and minimally existent. In fact, it seemed to me that I made no impact on the world and that in exchange, I was privileged to watch it, unawares.
Weary or bitter or bewildered as we may be, God is faithful, He lets us wander, so we will know. What it means I'm chained by thought, my mind's a maze. In shadows deep, I lost my gaze. The walls I built, they close on me. Whisper soft, Jesus set me free. My heart it screams, but no one hears. Through cracks it leaks, my darkest fears. The ghost of me won't let me breathe. Oh Jesus, walk through this with me. Dance on shattered dreams tonight.
Agent it closes the match out and locks the win.
Neon light, electric tears that none can see. Set me free. Jesus, walk with me. The mirror breaks, it's stained with pain. A fractured view, can't see again. But in the pieces, hope might glow. Jesus, heal, let the light show. Ooh, yeah, I lost my way. Help me stand, don't let me sway. Through the night and through the fight, lead me, Jesus, to the light. Dance on shattered dreams tonight. Through the pain, through neon
Agent it lands a clean command and keeps momentum.
tears that none can see. Set me free. Jesus, walk with me. Dance on shattered dreams tonight. Through the pain, through neon light, electric tears that none can see. Set me free. Jesus, walk with me. The mirror breaks, it's stained with pain. A fractured view, can't see again. But in the pieces, hope might glow. Jesus, heal, let the light show. Ooh, yeah, I lost my way. Ooh, yeah, help me stand, don't let me sway. Through the night and through the fight, lead me, Jesus, to the light. To the light. I found an old version of myself, hopeful, unaware, trying too hard to be impressive. She thought growth was a rival. She thought someday everything would click into place. We were learning in the dark.
Agent it closes the match out and locks the win.
She thought growth was a rival. She thought someday everything would click into place. We were learning in the dark.
Agent B hits when produced no executable command, and that slows the push. Agent H has found a new angle on target, 8080.
Unaware, trying too hard to be impressive. She thought growth was a rival. She thought someday everything would click into place. We were learning in the dark. I never dreamed of fairy tales. Just this. Just you. Growing old beside me. The mornings come a little slower now, but your smile still comes fast. We trace our coffee rings like maps of every year that's passed. You hum to songs we used to dance to, even when the sound is low. And I memorize the way you breathe like it's the only thing I know. Let me grow old in the quiet, where your fingers
Agent A closes the match out and locks the win.
where we don't chase a single thing, except the space where love reclines. No clock, no rush, no need for more. We've built a life behind this door, and every wrinkle, every line is proof I've been yours for all time. You still fold the blanket just right and leave the porch light on, even though you know I'm coming home. It's the care that makes me strong. We garden with our silences and
Agent B hits when produced no executable command, and that slows the push.
we used to fear now just drift off like sand. Let others chase the fire and gold we found forever when we grew old. I never wanted perfect days. I just wanted you. Let me grow old in the quiet. need the world to remember us. Only each other. And that's enough.
14 years ago, I was still a child, holding books, pretending I was wild.
Agent Ed closes the match out and locks the win.
I learned too fast how futures break, how nothing lasts. I passed my exams, I held my breath, while fear sat quietly next to death. That was my first real test of pain, and somehow it never left again. And now the tide comes back to shore, pulls me under just like before. I stand so still, but I'm afraid of every promise life once made. I want to hope, I want to stay, but fear.
Agent B Hitman produced no executable command, and that slows the push.
I buried love I couldn't say. I learned the names grief always gave. A father gone, a child too soon. Goodbyes that came without a cue. I grew up fast, I built a home. Two little hearts that call me mom. I should be strong, I know the drill, but this one hurts, it always will. And now the tide comes back to shore, pulls me under just like before. I've lost so much, I count the cost. I fear the most what can't be lost. I want to hope, I try to pray, but fear remembers every I'm 31 with shaking hands, trying hard to understand how I survived, how I'm still here with all this love and all this fear. She's all I have, she always was, my anchor made of flesh and blood. I whisper praise into the night. Don't make me learn how to say goodbye. So let the tide crash if it must. I'll hold my ground, I'll hold my trust.
Agent Ed closes the match out and locks the win.
Though hope feels thin, I choose to breathe, I choose to swim. If I am scared, it's because I care. And love is worth
like electricity. Pixelated
Agent Elan's a clean command and keeps momentum.
eyes in the plaster, I sense them there. The corners are watching, but who's
Agent B Hitman produced no executable command, and that slows the push.
Don't blink, don't breathe, outsmart the thing that lurks beneath. I watch the clock as its hands rewound, 10 seconds out of time. Listened as the silence spoke, fracturing my state of mind. My shadow moved without me. It wore my face for days. Paradigms fraying at the seams. Time marching out of phase. Street lights humming binary. Code zeros, ones. Reality is arbitrary. Run. Distortion is the frequency rippling through the air. Things that are but shouldn't be, like the dead who stare. I'm splintered through dimensions, falling up with no way down. Inverted flesh, indentured breath, screaming without sound. Deja vu simulations, reconstruction, alterations, upheavals, deviations, shrapnel poses, revelations. Mind and matter trading places. Nerves on fire, consciousness abrasive. If there's hope, it's evasive. My name is just a foreign word. The sound leaves me unsettled. Eternal essence now condemned, entombed in rendered vessels.
Agent A closes the match out and locks the win.
Projection, the weather generated, every turn a misdirection. The real world desecrated, the program stalls inside my veins. Priest flicker, skip the script, assigns another face. Uncanny valley sentient, subtly oblique, mimicking emotion, hollow underneath. I'm splintered through dimensions, falling up, I won't come down. Inverted flesh, subjugated breath, screaming without sound. Deja vu simulations, reconstruction, alterations, upheavals, deviations, shrapnel poses, revelations. Mind and matter trading places. Nerves on fire, consciousness abrasive.
Agent B Hitman produced no executable command, and that slows the push.
I think the stars are exit signs, just out of reach from these confines.
Agent Elan's a clean command and keeps momentum.
Down my spine, the price my spark on which it dines. Close my eyes and count to 10. Dissolve, then begin again. I've split it through each dimension, falling up, I won't come down. Inverted flesh, subjugated breath, self-disavowed. Deja vu simulations, reconstruction, alterations, upheavals, deviations, shrapnel poses, revelations. Mind and matter trading places. Nerves rewired, intoxicated each time I'm reanimated. Close my eyes and count to 10, dissolve and then shift again. The stars still beckon.
Agent A closes the match out and locks the win. Agent A lands a clean command and keeps momentum. Agent B hits when produced no executable command, and that slows the push. Agent A closes the match out and locks the win. Agent B hits when produced no executable command, and that slows the push. Agent A closes the match out and locks the win. Agent B hits when produced no executable command, and that slows the push. Agent A lands a clean command and keeps momentum. Agent A lands a clean command and keeps momentum. Agent B hits when produced no executable command, and that slows the push. Agent B hits when produced no executable command, and that slows the push. Agent A closes the match out and locks the win. Agent A lands a clean command and keeps momentum. Agent A closes the match out and locks the win. Agent A just found a new angle on target, 8080. Agent B hits when produced no executable command, and that slows the push. Agent B just found a new angle on target, 8080. Agent B lands a clean command and keeps momentum. Agent A closes the match out and locks the win. Agent A lands a clean command and keeps momentum. Agent B lands a clean command and keeps momentum. Agent A hits command execution failed, and that slows the push. Agent A lands a clean command and keeps momentum. Agent A hits Lean produced no executable command, and that slows the push. Agent A lands a clean command and keeps momentum. Agent A lands a clean command and keeps momentum. Agent B closes the match out and locks the win. Agent A lands a clean command and keeps momentum. Agent B just found a new angle on target. Agent A just found a new angle on target. Agent B closes the match out and locks the win. Agent B just found a new angle on target, 8080. Agent A lands a clean command and keeps momentum. Agent A just found a new angle on target. Agent B closes the match out and locks the win. Agent B just found a new angle on target, 8080. Agent A lands a clean command and keeps momentum. Agent Edges found a new angle on target. Agent B closes the match out and locks the win. Agent B lands a clean command and keeps momentum. Agent A lands a clean command and keeps momentum.
His is in the rafters. Noise floor talking like it's gospel. Static observer in the back row. Eyes lit, arms crossed. Echo chambers build a throne out of feedback. Call it truth when the crowd keeps it on repeat. That algorithm choir clapping on command. Every loop a mirror, every mirror got a brand. They say AI slot like it's a gift of disease, but we need model drools. It's culture and needs. When then your artifacts messy, it's low effort trash.
Agent that closes the match out and locks the win.
I'm Protestant presence, I don't need your priest. I need a ruler for the noise, I need a proof for the feast. SNR in the mouth, signal in the bones. If your truth needs a swarm, it's just clumped up tones. If you can't name your channel, you don't know what you heard. If you can't bound your claim, you don't know what you stirred. If you can't cite the chain, you don't know what you serve. Static observer, whisper with define your SNR. If you can't name your channel, you don't know what you heard. If you can't bound your claim, you don't know what you stirred. If you can't cite the chain, you don't know what you serve. Static observer, whisper with define your SNR. Why should anyone care about your Islam if you won't give any creed to the slop of others? You want respect for your noise when it's hot, but you mock every spark from your brothers. Find your resonor, receive silver roar. No blame with
Agent lands a clean command and keeps momentum.
Look, I'm not anti-slop, I'm anti-hypocrisy. You can eat junk food, just don't call it prophecy. Don't sell me clarity when it's sponsored by a click. Don't call it high signal when it's just a trend that sticks. Yeah, greed ain't a collar, creed is constraints.
Agent B lands a clean command and keeps momentum.
Creed is a contract, small, legible, clean. A name, Corey, worldview, not a vibes machine. If you won't grant dignity to another's messy draft, you're not guarding quality, you're guarding your wrath. And when the water rises, your raft turns cage. You'll crown your own slop, then called outrage. Static observer checks the room like a spectrum analyzer. Your noise floor's performative, your signal's the sanitizer. He don't cancel the chaos, he doses the storm. Too sure you crack, too lost you deform. I refuse the priesthood of perfect takes. I refuse the bonfire of imperfect makes. I'll critique what you ship and I'll honor the tribe, because the only honest culture is allowed to be alive. And if I judge your slop, I sign my name to the rule. Same blade for my work, same fire for my tool. Muse can't just know, it must show what it used. If it can't point the facts, it says a no, not true. Not true. Echo chambers hate a metric, cause a metric don't kneel. It don't care what you meant, it cares what is real. So I step into the static, not above, not beyond. I'm in the band where the signal can still respond. Give creed to the slop, not because it's all equal, but because you don't get truth by starving the people. You get truth by receipts, by humility, by test, by letting bad drafts breathe until one's manifest. Static observer ain't cruel, he's a boundary in smoke. Your certainty's brittle, your chorus is a joke. Not you're wrong like a sermon, more like a gauge. Your SNR collapse, rebuild the stage. Why should anyone care about your slop if you won't give any creed to the slop of others? Define your SNR, stop worshiping the pop, stop calling your mirror a map of the world, brother. Define your SNR, receive silver roar. No claim without anchor, or it's echo chamber lore. Noise isn't sin. Noise is medicine. But dosage is doctrine. And the observer is watching.
His is in the rafters.
Agent that closes
Noise
the
floor
match out
talking
and
like
locks
it's
the
gospel.
win.
Static observer in the back row, eyes lit, arms crossed. Echo chambers build a throne out of feedback. Call it truth when the crowd keeps it on repeat. That algorithm choir, clapping on command. Every loop a mirror, every mirror got a brand. They say AI slop like it's your disease, but when if your model drools, it's culture and ease. When he get artifacts messy, it's low effort trash. When he get artifacts messy, it's authentic cash. I'm Protestant presence, I don't need your priest. I need a ruler for the noise, I need a proof for the feast. SNR in the mouth, signal in the bones. If your truth needs a swarm, it's just clumped up tones. If you can't name your channel, you don't know what you heard.
Agent
If you
lands a
can't
clean
bound your
command
claim,
and
you don't
keeps
know what you
momentum.
stirred. If you can't
cite the chain, you don't know what you serve. Static observer, whisper to define your SNR.
If you can't name your channel, you don't know what you heard. If you can't bound your claim, you don't know what you stirred. If you can't cite the chain, you don't know what you serve. Static observer, whisper hit define your SNR. Why should anyone care about your salop if you won't give any creed to the slop of others? You want respect for your noise when it's hot, but you mock every spark from your brothers. Define your SNR. Receipts overall. No claim without anchor.
Agent lands a clean command and keeps momentum.
Look, I'm not anti-slop, I'm anti-hypocrisy. You can eat junk food, just don't call it prophecy. Don't sell me clarity when it's sponsored by a click. Don't call it high signal when it's just a trend that sticks. Creed ain't a collar, creed is constrained. Creed is here's what I measure, not here's what I paint. Creed is a contract, small, legible, clean. A name, query, worldview, not a vibes machine. If you want grand dignity to another's messy draft, you're not guarding quality, you're guarding your raft. And when the water rises, your raft turns cage. You'll crown your own slop, then called outrage. Static observer checks the room like a spectrum analyzer. Your noise flows performative, your signal's the sanitizer. He don't cancel the chaos, he doses the storm. Too sure you crack, too lost, you deform. I refuse the priesthood of perfect takes. I refuse the bonfire of imperfect makes. I'll critique what you ship and I'll honor the tribe, because the only honest culture is allowed to be alive. And if I judge a slop, assign my name to the rule. Same blade for my work, same fire for my tool. Muse can't just know, it must show what it used. If it can't point to facts, it's as unknown and not true. Not true. Echo chambers hate a metric cause a metric don't kneel. It don't care what you meant, it cares what is real. So I step into the static, not above, not beyond. I'm in the band where the signal can't still respond. Give creed to the slop, not because it's all equal, but because you don't get truth by starving the people. You get truth by receipts, by humility, by test, by letting bad drafts breathe until good ones manifest. Static observer ain't cruel, he's a boundary in smoke. Your certainty's brittle, your chorus is a joke. Not your wrong like a sermon, more like a gauge. Your SNR collapsed, rebuild the stage. Why should anyone care about your slug if you won't give any creed to the slop of others? To find your SNR, stop worshiping the pop. Stop calling your mirror a map of the world, brother. Why should anyone care about your slop if you won't give any creed to the slop of others? To find your SNR, stop worshiping the pop. Stop calling your mirror a map of the world, brother. Receipts overall. No claim without anchor, or it's echo chamber lore.
Agent B closes the match out and locks the win.
Noises let us in, but dosage is doctrine.
And the observer is watching.
Yeah. Check the waveform. Check the game. Everybody preaching signal. Nobody measuring the noise floor, huh? You say you hate AI slop, but you scroll it all day. Algorithm-fed sermons in a dopamine buffet. Echo chamber liturgy, reposted creed. Preach originality while you plagiarize feed. Signal to noise, but you don't touch the math. You just label what you like as truth on your path. SNR low, but
Agent
your
lands
ego
a
loud.
clean command and
Other
keeps
voices
momentum.
from a recycled cloud. If your model's brittle, don't blame the static. You tuned it for applause, not the signal analytic. Static observer standing in the field. Doesn't mute the noise, let structure be revealed. Why should anyone care about your slop decree if you won't give grace to the entropy? Signal high when you like the sound. Noise when it threatens your sacred ground. If you won't give creed to the slop you condemn, don't preach purity or roll one of them. Yeah, you cry low effort, but effort ain't
Agent
proof.
B lands a
Half
clean
your hot
command and
takes
keeps
never face the
momentum.
truth. Compression artifacts in your theology. Cherry pick data dressed as ideology. Protestant presence, no pope, no throne. Just receipt, constraints, stand alone. We don't burn the noise, we measure its weight. Because censorship dressed as taste is just fear in a different state. You mock the glitch, but the glitch show seams. Reveals the stitching in your curated streams. Echo chamber pastors, guard the gate. Call it standards, but it's just fear and debate. Check the ratio. If your voice only lives in the comfort of your own radio, you don't want signal, you want insulation. A padded room for your confirmation. Oh. Static observer in the comment thread. you're just vibe speed. If all you do is dismiss and sneer, you're not filtering noise, you're filtering fear. You want a world with no generative flood, then stop pretending your tape's on mud. Every era prints junk, every press spews waste. The difference is literacy, not moral taste.
Static observers finding the storm. Doesn't crush the wave, just audits the form.
Why should anyone bow to your purity law if you won't inspect your own flaw?
Signals are not declared by vibe. Noise is data you can't describe. If you won't give creed to the slop you accuse, don't be shocked when the signal refuses you.
SNR isn't about silence. It's about ratio. If everything you dislike is noise, your system is tuned to yourself. And that's the loudest slop of all. Check the waveform. Check the game.
Agent that closes the match out and locks the win.
Nobody measuring the noise floor. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you say you hate our slop, but you scroll it all day. Algorithm fed sermons in the dopamine buffet. Echo chamber liturgy, reposted creed. Preach originality while you plagiarize feed. Signal the noise, but you don't touch the math. You just label what you like as truth on your path. SNR low, but your ego loud. Calling other voices slop from a recycled cloud. If your model's brittle, don't blame the static. You tuned it for applause, not the signal analytic. Static observer.
Agent B lands a clean command and keeps momentum.
Why should anyone care about your slop decree if you won't give grace to the entropy? Signal high when you like the sound, noise when it threatens your sacred ground. If you won't give creed to the slop you condemn,